All right, we are back at the wet spot with Cameron, and they got a really cool variety of bottom dwellers that we're going to take a look at. Just a few of them, but it's definitely worth the watch. So stay tuned because you're going to see some beautiful fish. All right, what do we got here?
These are great. Akysis Vespa, the orange mini bee cat, even though Vespa means wasp. Anyway, I love Akysis. Akysis are little hillstream catfish that, despite that, appear to be mostly indestructible. This fish is really nice in that, I mean, it's like glowing orange. That is incredible.
Yeah.
And that's on bare bottom.
It's bonkers.
Yeah. Very, very nice little fish. Would these eat a chili rasbora? Maybe. I'm not positive. Are they gonna eat anything bigger than that? No. Akysis, the main downside is that you don't always see them. They do like to hide under rocks, but they're very, very cool fish. Vespa are one of the smaller ones, and these are true Vespa, get maybe 1.5 inches. Most of the other Akysis species get no more than 2.5, 3 inches. Do come by the name bee cat, honestly. If you, I don't know, are moving tanks around and accidentally dig through the sand knowing that these might be in the sand and stab yourself in the finger, it does hurt. Is it worse than a Cory? I don't think so. Mine wasn't that bad. But these are really neat little fish. Could you have them in, I don't know, a 10-gallon? Absolutely. You could have a group of them. So long as your water doesn't get really hilariously disgusting, they'll be fine. I had an Akysis jump into the overflow of a larger tank once, and it's a hillstream catfish. Was the overflow running? No. So he didn't get food or really much water flow at all for like 2 or 3 months. I don't know how he survived. Sorry, little guy. I just don't always inspect my overflows, but he was fine. And that's nominally a fish that should be touchy. Love Akysis, love Vespa in particular. We're very lucky that we get these, and they're right. A lot of the time you'll see Akysis species all just exported as Vespa, and it's a fun mismatch of every other species. But we do tend to get these consistently correctly, and for good reasons, because
yeah, those are,
man, that's orange.
Beautiful. Here's a fish I think everyone should keep at least once because they're beautiful, they're awesome. Tell us about these ninjas.
Once these guys settle in, they're like indestructible. Woodcats are great. All of them can be a little touchy post-import. And of course, they're always one of the, oh, you only see a tail, or oh, I never see my fish. And it's like, stay up later, Grandpa. But anyway, despite these guys definitely not having been fed twice today already, we're just gonna plunk these bloodworms in and see what happens. These guys either have a cute frown or a smile, depending on who you ask. Not sure how that's in question, but whatever. This is pretty stock standard. You see hiding, and then the second they smell anything, oh boy. These get all of maybe 3 inches long. I have some that a friend was nice enough to give me, in addition to some that I already had. So I've got a nice group of these, and oh boy. Yeah, you didn't think there were that many in the tank, did you?
Yeah, they're just so beautiful.
Yep. Main downside of these guys is they can be a little bit harder to procure. These do come out of Colombia. Unlike Orca, the very similar looking one, which comes out of Brazil and is much rarer and much more expensive. The best part about these guys, I think, is that they're a challenge to breed, but it can be done, and you can even sex them. Much like guppies, males will have little genital papillae that look like a spear, and females won't have that. So if you, for some reason, only want a pair, you can do that too. But a group of these is way better. You could easily keep a group of at least 4 of these in a 20-gallon if you really wanted to. I have mine in a 75 alongside a bunch of other small little catfish, and they do exceptionally. Really love these guys. Really not much of a downside other than once they're imported, which obviously we have these guys sit and marinate for a while before they're offered. They can be a little touch and go. Most woodcats are. They just really don't like shipping, but once they're settled in, they're like unkillable. It's one of those, you take a piece of wood out, you say, oh cool, I forgot I had that woodcat in there. It's only been 1.5 years. Happened to me yesterday. Had no idea that guy was in a 55, but oopsie, there he was. So he got moved to somewhere where I would probably remember him better. Beautiful fish, really cool fish, little Holstein cows. What's not to love?
Yeah, you definitely want to try these. What do we got here?
These are exceptionally cool. These are tank raised, which I know I often rail about, oh, I like wild better. In this case, it's fine. These are Botia udomritthiruji, and I'm going to apologize once again to the very nice man that these are named after, because I'm probably saying his last name wrong. Sorry, man. Why are these cool? Why am I like gaga for these? Well, because wild ones come from, I believe, was it Laos? very high up where Botia splendida would live, so way, way up in the hills. To get these wild caught, my understanding is somebody needs to trek very far to get the fish specifically from that area. I believe there's also a military conflict, to spice things up a little bit, to then bring back these loaches that like oxygen to the aquarium hobby. So the last time we had wild ones, they ran $65 a piece.
Wow.
That was pre-COVID. I don't want to know how much they'd run now, so I'm extremely grateful to see these guys tank raised, probably via hormones. I don't think anyone's cracked the code on these. These appear to be the right fish. Weighed in, had some loach experts weigh in on these guys, make sure that people knew what they were getting. But this is the holy grail of Botia for a lot of people due to the rarity, and because when they're adults they get this really cool like gold and lilac. Unfortunately Lakers colors, but we're going to gloss over that one. Very, very cool loach, and one that we've never seen tank raised before. Has showed up in the UK in a couple ways, so hopefully these guys stick around in the hobby as tank raised offerings a bit longer, because this is a heck of a cool loach, and I sure wouldn't want to rely on getting wild caught specimens, because that's a once every 5 to 7 years proposition.
Yeah, the first time for me seeing these, so I'm pretty excited to see them. All right, a red-tailed squirrel loach. This is another first for me. Tell us about these.
I love this fish so much. Squirrel loaches are great because they're inexpensive, so long as India is exporting. Not terribly uncommon. Attractive. This is the worst these guys will ever look. It's typically going to be really nice gold bars on kind of a burnt, what is that, a burnt umber? I'm going to go for it. Burnt umber body with a red tail. Additionally, why are they called squirrel loaches, you ask? Well, as you can see, they're kind of wiggly, but more so, sometimes they'll go up and perch and like question mark it, almost like a garden eel. It's incredible. Are they mean? No. Sometimes they'll squabble with each other, but not really, and there's like a couple hundred fish in here, so whatever. Are they very interesting? Can they be kept along stuff like really small barbs, but even amongst larger loaches? Absolutely. Does that mean that people want them? No. God, no. Why does nobody want this fish? They're super cool. They're inexpensive. They're very pretty. I love squirrel loaches so much. Very, very neat. You can even do the fun spoonerism thing and call them arborictis, the tree loach. I don't care. Love this fish. Buy this fish. Squirrel loaches are cool as hell. These are incredible. I've been lucky enough to keep them a couple times. I am assuredly buying some out of this batch. 9 out of 10 fish, minus 1 point for being wiggly, but lovely, lovely creature. I really, really like squirrel loaches.
Yeah, these are very beautiful.
Also max size of like 3 inches.
So pretty much almost there.
Yeah, they don't get very big.
Awesome. All right, which ones do we have here? Oh, I can see some red.
Schistra terranensis, the tiger sumo loach, and not Baltiata, because that was they described this stuff. Anywho, sumo loaches are great. Sumo loaches get a bad rap for being mean. Are they mean to each other? Yeah, they are. I'll be honest. Are they mean to other loaches? Nah. Especially if you keep them in like a hillstream-esque environment where you have a whole bunch of cobbles and other stuff. Not too bad. I've found they're gorgeous. When they settle in, it's gold, it's red. They don't get too big, maybe 3.5, 4 inches. I believe these have been spawned in captivity using the old cobble trick. You just have a whole bunch of cobbles in there, and if their adults are too big to go in and eat the eggs or larvae, these are wonderful fish, where again, you do have to be a bit more specific. They are feisty enough that you can't just plunk them in with whatever you want, but could you plunk them in with zebra danios? Yeah, you'll be fine. Very, very cool fish. I always love when we get sumo loaches in. We're lucky enough to get a very beautiful batch of them this time. There we go, look at that red.
There's lots of red on these.
Sumo loaches are awesome. Really glad to see these, and again, fairly available and fairly inexpensive. Great bottom dweller, gonna do a pretty good job of cleaning stuff up if you're into that stuff. Really, really neat fish.
Awesome. These are absolutely stunning. I'm so glad that you have them. Tell us about these.
These should be right. Please don't sue me. These came to us as Gastromyzon SP SK03, the blue butterfly hillstream loach. Why am I calling them that? Well, they have a nice blue tail. It's really neat. Why am I putting that disclaimer there to cover my butt? 1, I don't want to look or sound dumb, and 2, not a described species. Typically these will have a very fine dusting of spots on the body as they settle in, so hopefully these are the right guys. Regardless, they have incredible blue to the tail, and these are newer to us. Do have reticulations on the face, so they're not Zabrinus, but a very, very cool fish. first time for us to ever get these. So I'm excited to see as they continue to settle in what they will show us and what they'll look like. But unfortunately, I do think that these guys probably won't be here with us too long.
Yeah, I have a feeling these are going to sell pretty quick.
Yeah.
All right, a few bottom feeders, I mean, technically. All right, a few bottom dwellers for your aquariums. I hope you enjoyed them. Thank you so much, Cameron.
Of course.
Again, wetspot.tropicalfish.com. Big. Use code Steenfott10 for 10% off. Any final words on these fish?
Please keep fish at the bottom of the tank. They're better.
There you go. All right.